No matter how many prior contributions you have, if you are applying for Google Summer of Code, if you don't know how to make a proposal, you're not going to be able to make it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the video. And in this video, we are going to be talking about how to write your GSoC proposal in the right way that can get you selected. So let's get started. Let's say you have selected your organization for Google Summer of Code. Most of the time they provide a template for proposal. It's a document that basically has outlines that you have to include this. But from my experience, there are a lot of things that you can include in your proposal that can make it different from others and give you an edge. So the first most important thing is your prior contribution. And the best way to represent it is a table. So make a table of 3 columns, and in the first column, write issues that you contributed against. In the second column, list the PR that you issued for that feature, and then in the third column, make a description. So let's say I was contributing a BERT model, so I just mention the issue number, then I say, hey, this is a pull request against the issue. This is a description of the feature, right? So issue is basically a way of tracking the project in GitHub. Pull request is a way of contributing code to a repository, and description here is obviously the details of the feature, that what was feature is about. So this basically creates a proof of work in the proposal, and makes maintainer think that, hey, you know how the repository works, the process of org works, and you have contributed in the past, and you just might be the good fit. If you have prior contributions to open source like other repositories, then don't forget to mention them. It's always a plus to add references that, hey, I contributed there in that program, even GSoC in past. So it always gives you an edge. It makes a statement that you have experience in contributing to open source. You know how it works, you know how processes works, you know how to contribute, you know how to open an issue, and you know how to make a pull request. The next thing you can include in your proposal is, have you ever worked in related projects like that? So let's say if you're applying to a machine learning organization, and then maybe you can include your college project that you did, or maybe your fun projects that you have published out on GitHub just for fun. Maybe you can detail out what experiments you performed, what was your approach to solving a problem. That's the most important thing. That's the one thing the maintainers are looking for while they are selecting the Google Summer of Code candidate. It's not about, 1,000 different things. It's about your approach to problem solving, and they want to test you that, well, whether you'll be able to complete this program or not throughout the 3 months duration. They don't want to make a wrong decision and pick someone who can't even contribute throughout the 3 months and just give up. They want to pick a problem solver, not a coder. Remember this. Apart from your projects related to the original project you are applying to, you can also mention your relevant experience, your past internship, etc. Basically, your entire technical background. So it's always plus that whenever you pitch in your experience, it will always be backing up your proposal and application for Google Summer of Code. And in that section, you can basically talk all about what problems you worked on, what projects you did, and how you approached the situations. What were the things that came? How did you approach testing for your systems? How did you make sure that they are robust? How did you effectively communicate? Effective communication is very important. And you can also mention about network and stuff. Like, so maybe let's say, what are you doing out there in your social network about the technology? Or maybe you can talk about your presence on GitHub, or you can talk about your presence in technical community. While contributing to open source, since it's a remote thing, your communication should be very strong, and talking about it in your proposal can give you a strong edge. So I think every org will be asking for this. You have to include an expected timeline of your project in the Google Summer of Code. You have to present a tentative schedule that in this much time I'll be contributing this feature, and here is the details about that. So that's the exact core part of your proposal, what you are proposing to contribute. Let's say GSoC starts in May, so by, let's say, May 23 you will contribute this feature, May 30 you just get done with this thing, and so on until the end of the GSoC. You also have to allocate time for testing. You also have account for time went in reviewing of PRs, because PR reviews take a lot of time and there's a lot of back and forth, so you have to keep a buffer time so that you can make your schedule. And don't just compress a lot of information, make it realistic. Being realistic is what will get you selected. If you just, let's say, thousand of things features you want to contribute in a GSoC, it's not practically possible. I think the most you can do is contribute five, max to max 5 or 6 features, including code and testing and PR reviews and alpha testing, beta testing, whatever the process of the org is. In 2 months period, it's that's much. That is the max you can do, and be realistic about it. And then you have to make a compelling argument why you are the right person for contributing to this project and not others. I think including that part at the beginning of the proposal makes a lot of difference. Maybe you can highlight on your experience or achievements or rewards or your approach towards problems, something that's unique to you. And I think that might just give you the edge. One more thing that you can include in your proposal is what are the challenges you are expecting. It may be something that you not know, some technique that you might not know, some coding pattern that you might not know, or something else like communication and all. So you have to be open about that. Okay, this might just be the challenges. This is for the organization, this is for the maintainers to come and help you and get over that challenge. And you also have to put in your thought how you are going to make effort to get over that obstacle barrier, right? And don't forget to include future scope of the project. So Google Summer of Code, Google backs open source organization not just to for students to distribute money and get internship. It's to promote open source. It's to make contributors contribute for a long period of time. So don't forget to include future scope in your projects. What can be the next steps? What can the next feature be added, etc. Maybe 3 to 4 points. I think that should just be the enough one.